I think this will be the final part of our tutorial series on the lighthouse with the island and the boat and the ocean. And so the lighthouse. I modeled these three. I just took some screenshots of them. I think the first one is the most appealing visually and looks the most like a lighthouse. The other two would be alright, but just using materials doesn't really give it anywhere like the effect that it does when you put a texture on it, so it looks like bricks. It looks a lot nicer. I think these would look nicer if we had materials or textures on them rather than materials, which are just colors. So let's go to Blender. Alright, so here I'm in the setup view. I'm going to go to 1 on the number pad, scroll down just a bit, and I'm going to select the camera and do Control Alt 0. There I am. Scroll in, delete the cube. We don't want it. What we are going to work with is a circle. So we're going to go to Mesh, Circle, and I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm going to do S2. I'm going to make it bigger. We can scale it down later. Alright, we're going to go up just a little bit at the bottom at a time and sort of create a rounded base that moves in a bit. So we're going to do E and just pull it up, Z just a little bit there. Alright, and then ES and just, whoops, sorry, just S and just push it in just a bit. Okay, so I just moved the mouse up just forward a bit and moved it in. Do the same thing again, about the same way. So EZ, pull it up, left click, S, just push it in. One more time, EZ, up about that far, S, push it in. Alright, so now we've got kind of a rounded base, and sorry, I'm just going to tab out of that, and I'm going to scroll down a bit. Or not, it won't let me go down a bit. Alright, let's see if we can. Okay, so tab back in here. We still got that selected. We are now going to go up about 7 units. Okay, so I'm going to do EZ7. Okay, and at the top we are again going to use S. Whoops, I didn't left click to accept it. EZ7. Okay, I left click now, and now I S, and you want to move it in so that it is getting smaller towards the top. Okay, and then we'll go a little bit higher again, so we'll go EZ, something about like that. Okay, so I just paused the video just a minute. So just wanted to point out here, so now it sort of bends in a little bit, gets smaller at this point, then it comes out just a bit, and we have these holes built into the brick wall. So at this point now we're going to do the opposite of what we did at the base. We're just going to have it come out just a bit at the top there. Okay, so let's go back to Blender. So here we could already do S and just pull this one out, and then I'm going to do it again, EZ, S, one more time, EZ, and left click, and then S. Okay, and I think that's getting it. Now let's go EZ, and again let's go back and look at our picture. Okay, so now at this point we have this circle coming out. So how do we do that? Well, let's go back and have a look at it. So now what I want to do is I want to do ES and pull it out. So you can see that I've pulled it out a bit. Okay, and maybe even just a touch more. So we'll do S. And let's go with something like that. Okay. Alright, so now that part comes straight up. So we do EZ. Alright. And we'll go about there. So I left click to accept it. Let's go back, and again the picture. Okay, whoops, I went way too high. This part just goes that high, and then this part has to come up afterwards, so I missed a step. All right, so we'll go back here. Now, because we've accepted, I'm just going to use the Z arrow, the blue arrow, and just pull it down because I hit these. So it's going to be about like that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to move it in towards the middle. So it's still selected. Hit S and then go in. Whoops, sorry. Hit E, S, and go in towards the middle. Okay, so when I hit E and S, I'm extruding inwards. If I hit S, it starts pulling everything in towards the middle. Okay, so there is our little round base that the thing sits on. Then we go back to this, do E, Z, pull it up. Okay, and then we can play with the top part here. So we'll do, maybe push, yeah, okay. E, Z, S, E, Z, E, Z, S. One more. E, Z, S. And don't forget to, now at the top here, when it gets like that, hit the W key and go merge at center, and it fills it in. All right, so that is the basic shape of the lighthouse. Okay, we are going to do a couple of things here then. At the top here, we're going to leave 2, take out 2, leave 2, take out 2, and build the part where the lighthouse goes, where the light itself goes. So I'm going to hit A to make sure everything is deselected. So if I hit A, it's all selected. A, nothing selected. Going down here to face select, and then you get these dot things. So I'm going to go in nice and close. So I'm going to select the first 2. Now with the scroll button held down, rotate it around, leave 2, hold down the shift key, select 2, scroll around, right click, scroll around, leave 2, 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 and it works out perfectly there. All right, now hit right click and hit X and choose faces, and you now have a nice open spot there. We're going to do the same with where those holes in the bricks occur. So let's go back and have a look. Now it's right below here. Okay, right on, that's sort of that curved up part. So let's go back, and how do we accomplish that? The way I built mine is a little bit different. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use these right there, but I'm going to make this one maybe a bit bigger. So I'm going to, we are in edit mode, I'm going to hit Z, and then I'm going to go back to vertice select. I'm going to scroll around where I can get that line right there, kind of, so it's not double, but just single like that. I'm going to go B, and then just select that one, and then I'm just going to pull it down like that. Okay, Z back into there, and hit tab again, A. Okay, I'm now going to go back to face select and do the same thing I did up top, and we will do roughly the same idea. So I'm going to right click, shift right click, scroll around, leave 2, leave 2, leave 2, leave 2. Keep scrolling around by holding the middle mouse button. Those 2, leave the next 1, 2, these 2, middle mouse button, these 2, done, X, and faces. And you've got the same idea. So a little bit different than the one we had before, but that is about it. Okay, we'll show you how to put the light on another time. Maybe we won't have a video on that, but we'll do it in class. Okay, how do we put the brick texture on it? All right, so We are going to first of all hit A, make sure everything is selected. Okay. Then I hit the letter U and I unwrap it. All right. Now here's something new. I'm going to go up here to where that cursor changes to the black arrows. I'm going to right click and go split area. Okay, it creates two here for me. And down here with this selection agent, I'm going to choose UV image editor. All right. And now we're going to choose an image. So image, open image, and this one with white bricks will be made available to you. Let's see. Apparently, I'm going to stop for a minute till I find it. Okay, sorry, I had to go find it. That's the texture we're going to use. It's called whitebricks.jpg, and that will be for you available for you in the M drive as always. So click on that. We'll go open image. All right. Now I'm with my cursor, with the mouse cursor over here. Just hit the letter S and size it up. Oh, let's say about that big. We can change this later if we have to. It just makes the bricks appear smaller on here. All right, hit with the cursor back over here, hit the tab key. You won't see anything yet, even if I change to texture. What on earth was that? I have no idea what that is. So I'm just going to get out of there. Interesting. I don't think I've had that happen before. Anyway, with that selected now in object mode, we have to do one more step in the render side of Blender to get that texture to show up. So I go over here now and I click on the materials thing. Just click new and that's it. Don't do anything with it. All right, or if you want, you can rename material 001. We'll call it lighthouse brick. Okay, and that's it. You don't do anything else with it. Just that's it. We give it a name because we have to attach the texture to that thing. So now we hit the texture. We go new, and by default it should be image or movie, but if it's not, go image or movie under these selections here. Okay, which is right in here. So there, choose image or movie. You can click both just to see what it's going to look like. All right, and now we go open. Now we just opened it in the UV image editor, so it should be here. There it is, white bricks. Okay, and down here, it could be UV, it could be generated. Because we started with UV, I'm going to leave it there. Let's go back, and if we hit F12, and we've got the beginnings of a thing. Now this is way too big, so I'm going to go to 0. Okay, now at this point, in object mode, I'm just going to hit S, and notice that the thing is at the very bottom, so I'm going to start with the mouse up here, S, and then just, whoops, S, and pull it down. And something like that, GY. Pull it up, maybe even S a bit more. Okay, now remember, Control A to reset rotation and location. Sorry, rotation and scale. Now hit F12. And what we would like to do now is put a better light on it. So the light, if I go to 7 on the number pad, there's the light, and it should be in front somewhere back here, maybe by the camera. All right, and just to make it extra bright, I'm going to click on this icon, which is the light modifier, and change it to sun, which is brighter. Now notice that it's facing that way. So I'm going to do RZ and rotate it around. I don't know if that's it looks a lot brighter. F12. And we're getting, now we could modify how the bricks appear by doing different things. Like if you notice up here, it doesn't look like bricks at all. But we will fix that in class. That's it. Good job.